Hi, welcome to B. Jones Style, your cheapest accessory, which this is a makeup tutorial, and it's part of my Fit and Fabulous new series here on B. Jones Style. Basically, it's all about just in this new year getting fit, fabulous, feeling great, new and fresh, and of course, you know me, I just had a baby, so I am really wanting to feel fresh, fit, and fabulous. And one of the biggest things I wanted this year was to get all new makeup just to kind of erase the slate and start new, feeling really good. So today I'm going to show you how I do my makeup, and as you can see, I'm 30 years old and have wrinkles, and I've got sunspots, and pregnancy did the wonderful pregnancy mask on me, which wasn't fun. So I'm all about makeup that is about flawless skin. I wish I was that girl that could just, throw on a little bit of powder and run out the door, but unfortunately I'm not. So I'm going to show you what I do. I mainly use Makeup Forever products. They're the new products that I purchased, and I'll let you guys know each product that I use and give you links to all of the products. So let's get started. First, I start with Makeup Forever's Elixir, just kind of as a good primer and a little bit of a moisturizer, and I really like it. It just kind of sets the tone for my skin. So I rub that all over my eyes, down onto my neck, everywhere. Let it kind of soak in and get that nice and primed. The first thing that I do is use Makeup Forever's Liquid Lift Foundation, and I put a little bit on my finger and then brush it on my skin. This is just the way I like to do it, and then I take a little brush and just start to cover all those nice blemishes, sunspots, age spots, wrinkles, everything wonderful that comes with aging. And just brush that on. I get underneath the eye, all around the nose. Then I take another pump and get that on my skin there, and go ahead and brush that all over. I always like to do it on my neck as well because I don't like that line that foundation can give you, along the jawline. So I always make sure I'm kind of bringing it down onto my neck. I really like this foundation. I feel like it gives good coverage, but it's not too cakey. It feels kind of light. Again, though, I really like a full coverage look. If you don't like full coverage, then don't do this. But for me, this really works. Alright, so I've got my foundation on, and this is my favorite thing. This is Makeup Forever's Full Cover Concealer, and I use this everywhere. I had acne really bad, and so I've got some spots on my skin, and then of course, little blemishes here and there. I really like this. It's great full coverage, and it's kind of really light. The first thing I start with is covering underneath my eyes. As you can see, I kind of have spots, and pregnancy gives you this nice little mask under your eyes of pigmentation. So I like to just spot that on all the way up into my eye, and even on my eyelid, just to kind of prime my eyelid for any makeup that I want to put on there eventually. And then I even kind of bring it down underneath my nose where you can kind of get redness. But I really like just how much coverage this gives. So again, do it on the other side, all the way up around my eye, down under my nose there. If you have a little extra like I do, I just kind of keep going and maybe cover other areas onto my eyelid, all around the eye. But this is definitely maybe one of my favorite concealers I've ever used because I feel like it really does give a nice full coverage, which I love. Okay, and then I move on to just like blemishes. I've got a little one right here, and then some here, just kind of leftover red spots, nothing too dramatic, and just kind of cover those up. I like to dab it on with my finger. You can use a brush or I know they have concealer brushes to kind of buff them out, but for me, I just like using my finger and just kind of really working it in. I like to kind of go all over the area instead of just like caking it on the one spot, so that it doesn't, again, give that look that you have makeup on your blemish or your little age spot or whatever. And then I have some age spots here, so I just kind of cover those up. I don't know if you can see, but I have kind of little spots on my skin left over from when I had acne. I'd love to get laser, but hey, who has $5,000 to spend on laser treatment? Not me. So I just kind of really cover that up. Again, just using my finger to kind of pat all over the area. I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. Really just kind of covering everything up. Okay, as you can see, I feel like that coverage is really good. Kind of gives my face a nice flawless look. The final touch that I do is I use Makeup Forever's Duo Matte powder, which is actually unbelievable. I love it. If I am feeling kind of like I don't want to do tons of makeup, but I just maybe want to run an errand but don't want to be totally naked with my face, I do just put this on, and it gives enough coverage that I feel like, hey, I can go out in the world and not be completely embarrassed. So yeah, I actually really like their little sponge here. It kind of gives a nice just matte finish to the skin, and I go all over again just to kind of finish off the look. As you can tell, it really gives a nice complete coverage, but I think doesn't look cakey. And really I just go all over, kind of dabbing it on, not brushing it too hard, just kind of dabbing it on to kind of really cover those final spots that are showing through. A little bit up here so it doesn't seem uneven. My forehead's not covered in blemishes or anything, so I just wipe that on a little bit. And then again, down on the neck so that it doesn't look like I have a line on my face. Okay, so I'm completely covered, as you can tell. I think it looks pretty flawless for me. It makes me feel more confident for the day. And then just a few fun things to kind of throw in. I do a little bit of contouring, and I use Makeup Forever Sculpting Kit, which I love. And I take a contouring brush, which is, as you can see, a little bit angled, and they kind of have this highlighting color and the darker contouring color. So I put a little bit of that highlighting color, and I just go right there on top of the cheekbone, just to really highlight underneath the eye. Kind of gives it a little bit of a shimmer, which is always kind of nice. So I kind of highlight it up there, and then I'm going to take this darker color here. For just an everyday look, I don't want a ton. I kind of suck my cheekbones in and see where I want to contour right there. So just lightly brush it on. Make sure it kind of goes into the hairline so you don't have a line. Again, so I really like that. And then I just take a little buffing brush and just kind of brush over it so it just seems more natural looking. Okay, and then the next thing I do is my eyebrows. I'm really into my eyebrows right now. I think just that kind of bold brow is really fun. And Makeup Forever has an awesome eyebrow kit. It comes with the brush, and then the little pencil brush that you put the makeup on, and then this grate, which this is going to last forever, which I love. So first I just kind of go in with the little brush, kind of get my eyebrows all in position how I want them. Kind of brush them there. Then I take their little, I don't know if you call this a sculpting brush, but I use this, and then I take their Aqua Brow eyebrow corrector. And you really don't need much. So this literally I think will last for years. Put that a little dab on my finger, take the little brush, just put a little bit of the makeup on the brush. I don't want too much because this is an everyday look. And then I always kind of start here in the center of the brow so that it's not too dramatic, and just kind of work it in. Just going along where my eyebrows naturally are and just kind of making them a little more dramatic, working them up a little bit at a time. Oops. A little too dramatic right there. So, did that eyebrow, and then I go into the other one. Okay, and then I take the brush again kind of comb back over that. And then again, because this is like an everyday look, what I do is I go back in with my concealer brush and I kind of just brush through it again, just to kind of not make it too much, at least for the day. Take our brush again and kind of just work up the brow in the shape that you want. So I've got the bold brows for the day, and then since this is just kind of an everyday look, nothing too dramatic, what I like to do is maybe throw on just a really neutral brown or leave it blank, and then I just throw on some eyeliner. This is just CoverGirl from, you know, any pharmacy store or Target or whatever, and I just take the eyeliner, and I use brown a lot. I think with blonde and blue eyes I love a brown look, and just kind of brush it along the lash line, and I do that again over here. Brush along the lash line. And then the CoverGirl eyeliner comes with a little smudge brush on the end, and basically I just go in, smudge it a little bit, just to kind of give it a really natural look for the day. Even work it in with my finger. I kind of want like a light smoky eye, basically. Just a little defined for the day. At least for me, I like to define my eyes a little bit, otherwise I feel kind of dead, especially since I'm getting not as much sleep as usual. Smudge it. There's nothing perfect about this method. And then I take again the concealer brush and I just kind of correct the areas that I don't like. It just kind of pops a little bit on top of the eye, nothing too dramatic. And then I take my mascara, which I'm really loving this Lancome Doll Lashes right now. I love it. I got it as a sample at Sephora, and I'm kind of addicted. Kind of gives really big lashes, and I just brush on some mascara. And I'm going to do the other eye. And pretty much that is it. I might throw on a little bit of blush, just to kind of give a little color. So I'm going to just use a little red, and I just kind of go right on the apples of my cheeks because I don't want something too much for the daytime. Just a little color. And pretty much that's it. I might throw on a little bit of lipstick or just some gloss, something like that. But that is my look. That's flawless skin, kind of everyday. Again, it isn't the girl that can just run out the door and throw on the powder. It's definitely a little more involved, but I feel like it really doesn't take too much time. And I really do love all these Makeup Forever products that I bought to feel fit, fabulous, and fresh. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you next time.